I'm good. I'm just gonna set this down over here. Thanks so much for joining us so early.
Oh, sure. I know. I'm used to waking up early, but when you've had another routine, I'm like, oh, I gotta get it together. Let's go.
I have a 1 month old upstairs currently, and I do the overnight shift. So this is
So you haven't been to sleep yet?
we a little bit, a little bit.
Oh, is this your first baby?
It is
Oh, congratulations. Is it like harder, easier, more wonderful than you thought?
all of the above.
Yeah, yeah.
All of the
That's
above.
what I always hear. I don't have kids. I have 10 nieces and nephews.
But
So,
you do have children's books.
yes, I do. I do
Yeah.
have children's
So I
books.
have we're building our library collection
Oh,
for a newborn. Thank
oh,
you.
nice.
Let me just start by saying again, thank you so much for spending a little time with us. So whenever you're ready, we can dive right in.
Yeah, whenever. Ready.
All righty. So we're talking about Faith in the Flames, the Nicole Jolly story today. So were you aware of her story specifically before you signed on to this role?
Yeah, actually. And I actually read the script when I was doing This Is Us years ago, like right after the actual fire happened. The script was written and I read it and I was like, wow, this is super powerful. And of course, I knew because, of course, we lived in California at the time and I knew of her story and I saw it on the news. And I just can't ever really fathom that people are that tough and strong and resilient. Like, I don't know what I would do in a crisis. And to be fair, I don't want to know. So yeah, I was aware of her story. Yeah.
When you play a real person like Nicole Jolly, and this isn't your first time doing that, but do you feel
Right.
a little extra responsibility to kind of do it justice?
Yeah, for sure. Especially when the person is living. Like I'm like, oh, they're going to see it. They're going to have opinions as they should. So yes, and especially in one of these stories that was so tragic and also the people of the town are still rebuilding, years and years after. Like there's just a lot of important aspects to the story and these people's lives. And of course, the victims and the tragedy that yeah, I always feel a huge sense of responsibility.
So did you actually get to work with Nicole ahead of time, and what was her reaction to the final product?
Yeah, so we spoke and we had like hours of Zooms, just sort of picking her brain and of course asking her like how she went through it. And I mean, I think nurses, first responders, EMTs, they're just built different. Like I'm too emotional. Not to say that she's not, but like there is a valve that I think they're like, okay, it's go time, it's work, we've got to save these people's lives. And I think I would just crumble in empathy and crying. But yeah, we chatted a bunch about just sort of where she was at mentally, emotionally, and how she had to stay strong, even in the midst of not knowing where her children or her husband were and also, evacuating her patients, and then only to try to evacuate herself and be stuck and had to go back to the hospital and all the new people who were coming in with new injuries. I just can't get my head around it. So yeah, and we've become friends and they're just wonderful people. And she was very pleased with the film, and so was her mother. Her mother's also a nurse. Um, in a town close to where Nicole was, and that's where they evacuated to, was to her mom's hospital. But yeah, they were pleased, and so was I for them being pleased.
So this is streaming on Netflix now, and it's
Yeah.
been one of the most watched movies on Netflix since it debuted. What has been
Yeah.
the fan reaction to this
You
movie?
know, it's so interesting. I don't know why, but people I think love these like, you know, really heavy films, especially when there's positive, inspiring, hopeful ending. And it's always cute because people come out of the woodwork from like middle school and high school and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're on Netflix. And I'm like, I was on one of the most popular television shows for 6 years. But like that goes away, right? So it goes away in people's
Mhm.
minds. And then they're like, oh, you're still acting? And I'm like, I haven't stopped. But yeah, it's really, it's wonderful because Netflix is obviously worldwide. And so when people, especially that are like, wow, that was so inspiring. And so many people who reached out on social media have said like the nicest things. And um, for me, it's really about honoring the victims and the people who dealt with the tragedy. But yeah, everyone's like, wow, how did you do it? Was that real fire? I'm like, yeah, girl, it was real fire. But nothing compared to like actually experiencing it. So yeah, everybody's been so kind and so nice and have really loved the story. And I'm glad that you know, um, Nicole's story is being told, and I think people see themselves, whether you're a nurse, an EMT, or first responder, or anybody who's dealing with a tragedy or has dealt with one. It's like, oh, wow, okay, there is hope at the end of that. So yeah, it's been good. It's been really great.
And celebrating these everyday heroes. But in addition
Yes.
to not only still acting, but also singing as well, because you have the title song, which you wrote and performed, Last Day in Paradise. So
Yeah.
is in this sort of whole process, did you get the script, kind of do that, and then get inspired to write and perform this song? Or was this something you knew you wanted to do from day one?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm always interested in writing a song that I can perform in a project that which gratefully got to do with Breakthrough when Diane Warren wrote the title track song that was Oscar nominated. And I got to sing. Like, uh, those are kind of like once in a lifetime things. You're like, oh, that's exciting. Uh, it'll never happen again. But then when we did the film, it wasn't until the end where we wrapped, and the producer Danielle said, "Hey, are you interested in like maybe writing a song for the film?" And I was like, "Of course." Oh gosh, now here's a lot of pressure. And so a dear friend who I've produced many songs with in my last two children's albums with, Phil Barton, he and I wrote the song and like wrote it, demoed it, everything in less than like a month. So it wasn't something that we had prior planning of. It was right after the movie wrapped, and they were like, "We need we need like the end title credit
No
song."
pressure.
You had no pressure. Oh, thank goodness for Phil. He really came in clutch. But yeah, it was, I mean, it's always a dream to merge the two passions that I have. So yeah, but it was certainly not something we went into the film thinking about. But because of course the town is called Paradise, even though it was called the Campfire. Um, yeah, yeah, it was so special. So special. And the song is so special to me.
So, right there in the title, faith. Faith plays a big part not only in this movie, but also in your life as well. Can you talk to me a little bit about how you kind of get to demonstrate your faith, not only on camera, but also, through the roles that you pick?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it starts with I always say that I like thy will, not mine be done. Like whatever project, whatever time period in between the projects, like I am a conduit, I am a servant, and I am grateful to be able to do something I love, but also inspire hope and maybe bring people closer to their faith, whatever that might be for them. And that is something that I always have to like go back to, whether I'm in between jobs or I'm going on a 14-hour flight to South Africa to shoot a movie. Like for me, I have to just trust in God and whatever it is that He has planned for me in every facet of my life. Like if He's in one thing, He's in everything. And so I really try to practice that in all that I do and who I am and who I aspire to be. So yeah, I mean it's a practice and we're human. So we're imperfect. And so it's definitely there's ups and downs and there's times where I am like, well, what's gonna happen next? I don't know what's gonna I don't know. And I'm like, okay, Chrissy, trust in God with all your might. Like I always try to remember that. And then of course he always comes through. And it's just important to me. It was something that was instilled in me at a very young age through my grandmother. And I'm so grateful it was because I don't know where I would be without it, without my faith. I really don't. And I'm also of the thinking that like I never want to be heavy-handed with how I feel. Like it's really about my personal and everyone's personal relationship with God. Um, And that's also important to me is like, we don't judge that whatever journey people are in. I can't judge myself. I try not to. So, yeah, it's a I'm a work in progress. Yeah.
So you have not only this streaming on Netflix, but you have another project streaming on Netflix that is wildly different. So if you don't
Wildly.
mind me asking about Hunting Wives,
Yeah.
not only how you kind of find the faith in that role, but also just the fan reaction. What was that like? Did you ever anticipate that it would be the viral hit that it was? And little spoiler alert. Does it make you either jealous or maybe a little hopeful that they'll maybe find a way to work you into season two?
Yeah. So with Hunting Wives, I remember reading the script and I was like, wow, like I know this woman. I know Star Jackson. I know the woman who doesn't fit in with the cool kids, who's, the not the very wealthy, married everything's happy and great and cute and peaches at home, but a single mom who's struggling to just put food on the table and buy her daughter boots for a hiking trip, like my mom was a single mom. Like I get it. We were raised in the South. And so I was so interested in the role also because Star is so different from all the other ladies. And Rebecca Cutter, who was the showrunner, writer, creator with May Cobb, who's the author of the book, was like, we need a grounding presence. Like we need a conscience in this show. And I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Happy to do that.
Yeah. And not that I'm not saying I'm better than I'm saying like it all works because it all works. Like each of us have to have each other, but it was so fun doing it. And so I do miss being with the ladies, like for sure. It's like it's hard when you find a great cast and you're doing stuff that like is fun and not, my stuff wasn't always fun. But it yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe there'll be a flashback or two. We'll see. Stranger things have happened. People have rewritten people who have been gone for 20 years. So you just never know. And yeah, but it was just a lot of fun doing it. But also the fan reaction's been so interesting. I'll be going through the airport and people are like, justice for Star, justice for Abby. And I'm like, that's right. That's exactly right. Because I think people see, I typically play roles that people really can relate to and see themselves in. And I appreciate that because I'm that person. Like I'm just like a regular girl. I just happen to have a job that might be on television. So I really appreciate that kind of reaction because it means that hopefully, and I think that I've brought some truth and some heart to a scene or to a role and people see themselves through that. And yeah, it was definitely not what we expected. We weren't sure anybody was going to see the show. And now it's like, it doesn't matter where I go, people are bringing it up. And I'm always like, disclaimer, don't watch it on the plane, don't watch it at the gym. Please
Yeah,
watch it in
exactly.
private because it is not the cheeky. Yeah. Yeah. So I always tell like everybody just, watch it in private because
Mhm.
I mean, it shocked me and I read the script. So, but I think anybody can see themselves in any of these roles in these relationships. And as troubled as they all are, we're imperfect beings. So, and that's what art does. Like it makes you want to talk and think and relate and discuss. So yeah, it's really exciting. I'm so happy for all the ladies and for May Cobb, the author of the book, and Rebecca and it's people don't realize how difficult it is to get anything made and then to actually like have it be seen. It's a miracle. So I'm excited for the girls. Yeah.
So you mentioned being part of a great cast, and this is not the first time you've been a part of a great cast. You mentioned This Is Us, obviously a huge hit. People still love it so much. I do have to ask whether you're still in touch with all of your castmates. I mean, obviously Sterling has a new show coming out
Yeah.
also this month, also
Yeah.
has the title Paradise.
I
I mean,
know.
when other people have projects coming out, do you guys text each other?
Oh, 100%. We always talk. Chris and Mandy and Sterling do the This Was Us podcast. And there was an event they did recently in LA that I couldn't go to because I was shooting something. And I was so bummed to not be there because we miss each other. Milo has a movie premiere here next week that I'm going to. um, here in Nashville, which is exciting because it's, where I'm living. And yeah, no, we talk all the time and we're always encouraging and supporting anytime anybody books another job. We're like, on a text thread. And yeah, I think that's what made the show so special because it was a genuine connection with people that I, I don't know how it could have been more perfectly orchestrated. So yeah, I mean, I know it was such a special, special time and a special show. So yeah, no, we're all still close and friends and talk all the time.
All right. So
Yeah.
you mentioned the other projects that you're working on. One of
Mhm.
them coming up on Apple TV, Lazarus. Can you talk to me a little bit about what your
Yeah.
role is in this one?
Yeah. So I think it's now called Nocturne,
Okay.
um, officially, I think. Pretty official. Um, yeah, so this is based on a series of novels by Lars Kepler, who are husband and wife team. That's her pseudonym they go by. And the whole series is about a particular serial killer and how he wreaks havoc on people's lives. And he sure did and sure has, and it's intense and it's dark, but it's good. And the cast, they have Schreiber, Stephen Graham, Zazie Beetz, Bill Camp. I'm so thrilled to work with all of them. And we were shooting in Pittsburgh, so I got to use a Pittsburghese accent, which is a whole other ball of wax that I was like, wow, like, you hear it, but to put it into practice is a whole other thing.
Hmm.
So, I don't know who I was. Like for 6 months, I was like, my boyfriend was like, "What did you just say?" I'm like, "Oh, pneumonia, not pneumonia." Like, I'm like, my
So
brain
I'm
was
I'm
like,
from the other side of the state. I'm from Philadelphia, and I saw
"Yeah,
on your Instagram you at some Steelers games. So we'll try to
yes,
pull you over to the other side and
I
maybe
know."
do an
Well,
Eagles game.
that's the kind of cute, I guess, irony is that Kate was from Pittsburgh, and so for me to go back and do a show in Pittsburgh. And I love football and I've always been a Steelers fan. And then of course when the show happened. So I do have some I'm not a fair weather fan, okay? Like, and there's obviously some loyalty to the Steelers, but doesn't mean I can't like other teams. So yeah. Are you excited about the Super Bowl?
I'm more excited about the halftime show at this point. Obviously, since I'm an
I
Eagles fan, reigning
yeah.
Super Bowl champions, I couldn't take the stress this year. I didn't even want them to advance. So, my co-anchor is a Patriots fan. So, for
Oh,
his sake, I guess I'm rooting for them, but I
right.
love the story behind the Seahawks more. But I just also love seeing everyone so excited about the halftime show. How about yourself? Are you more a fan of the game? Are you more a fan of the commercials? Or are you looking forward to Bad Bunny?
All of it. I was a talent agent for 9 years. I became my agent's assistant. And so when all the Super Bowl commercials were casting every year, it was always so exciting. And there was a little boy named Max Page. He was like 6 at the time. And he booked a Darth Vader Volkswagen Super Bowl spot. Do you remember that one?
Oh, it was one of the best of all time.
Yes. Yes. It was one of like the highlights of my career, especially as an agent. And it just like all of it is like super fun and exciting to talk about. But I am looking forward to for sure for Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, like I'm so excited because there's been such, conversations around it. But
Mhm.
but I love football too, although I don't have, a loyalty to either one of the teams this year. But yeah, all of it's exciting and fun. And I'm like, who's he gonna bring out? Like what yeah, I want to know everything. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, the wait's almost over. Since you're in Nashville, which is the home to country music, is that inspiring you any way to kind of get into more country music?
Yeah, I mean, I came out here, was signed with Universal Nashville for several years, was supposed to go on tour and all that jazz, and the world shut down, and then everything sort of pivot. It was like, oh, so I love living here. I'm from Florida. I love country music. I'm still writing music, still do rounds all the time. I love the storytelling of country music. And I don't think there's really anything like it. Like I love the turns at the verse and I just yeah. So yeah, I'm certainly writing and collaborating with folks and just trying to just stay creative in any way I can. So yeah, I love it here.
Yeah, well, I mean, having been to Nashville before, but living here in Washington, D.C., I complain constantly that what makes Nashville so amazing and what is missing here in the nation's capital is you can walk into any bar or restaurant and there is one of the best singers you've never heard of
Yeah.
every single night.
Yeah. At
Live
the
music
airport. I mean,
everywhere.
anywhere. Anywhere. I know the talent here is crazy. And it's not just in the country genre. Like it could be a jazz musician. It could, I mean, a songwriter, it's the coolest thing. And also like everything's very small and central where you could have dinner, go see two shows and be home before like midnight. What? It's the best.
The
It's the best.
dream.
Oh yeah,
The
I love it.
dream.
I love
Before
it.
I let you go, do you mind if I ask you just a one quick question? I noticed a tattoo on your wrist. What is that?
Oh, well, I have four.
Oh, okay.
So, this was my sisters and I, we all got matching tattoos. It's an XOXO. We always sign our letters and our text messages with, hugs and kisses.
Hmm.
And then this one is a poppy flower and it says trust, and with a cross, for my faith. And then this is an anchor that I got. It's like my first tattoo, which is just like my family and things that are near and dear to me, like my faith, or like anchor me when, you know, the storms are raging. And then my acting coach, John Kirby, was diagnosed with ALS. Gosh, it's been 3 years now. And so he's really fighting hard, but I got his pair of glasses.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. So the tattoo artist Winterstone, who's out of LA, he like made the picture big and like literally traced the glasses from a picture that I wanted. So yeah, those are my little reminders and
Right.
important things.
I love it. I have a lot myself, and so
Oh,
I
do
was
you?
fascinated. Yeah, my most recent one was this one back here,
Oh,
which was kind of like the wedding symbol that my wife and I had on all of our like, place cards and things.
yeah.
Uh, I just had a conversation with Will Wheaton about this. The least painful, but the loudest tattoo I've ever
Oh,
gotten.
because it's right by your.
It's right by your ear.
That's the least painful. I don't know why I thought it would have been the most.
No, I assumed the same thing, but I could barely even, besides the volume, barely even tell he was doing it.
Well, maybe you're a tough cookie because when people are like, it doesn't hurt, I'm like,
No, no, no.
actually,
Trust me, I
people
have plenty
understand.
of others that I whined through the entire time.
Oh, honestly, this one here on my wrist, I was like, put the numbing cream on now.
I didn't even know that was a thing these days.
Oh, you were toughing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's whatever is gonna. I mean, I have friends who have like full like back pieces, leg pieces, and I'm like, how? Actually, how?
I'm also jealous of their budgets, let's put it that way.
Oh, well, that's another thing. Oh my gosh, it's expensive.
It is. It is an addicting and expensive hobby for sure.
My personal trainer has a ton, and every time he does like ultra marathon runs and races and stuff, and he'll get things that are symbolic, and I'm like, you just ran 100 miles. You want to be in more pain? Okay, okay, whatever, whatever. It's the delayed gratification that we've talked about. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I know, but life is hard. Sometimes I don't want to put myself through the pain, but it is worth
I
it. It is.
100% agree with that. Chrissy, thank you so much for spending a
Thank
little time with us here
you.
in Washington, D.C.
Yeah. Have a great day, a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. And a great
Enjoy.
weekend. Enjoy the game.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.